Hey guys, LevelCap here, and welcome to another episode of This Week in Gaming. The gauntlet for the king of the military FPS is about to be thrown down. Call of Duty Modern Warfare has been released. It features several firsts for the franchise, like ultra-realistic graphics, no season pass, and of course the large-scale multiplayer mode Ground War. Meanwhile, Battlefield 5's most important content update since launch has been revealed. War in the Pacific launches on the 31st and adds 2 new maps at launch, Iwo Jima and Pacific Storm. The Japanese and American factions are coming with it, on top of a slew of new guns and vehicles. Certainly, it's a bit too early to tell if War in the Pacific's launch can steal Modern Warfare's thunder. I'm still working on my review of Modern Warfare, and my first impressions video raised some issues I have with it, but it's safe to say it's going to be one of, if not the most successful Call of Duty games to date. Modern Warfare's first patch went live a few days ago. It addresses crashing on all platforms, it improved ADS while using weapons without scopes on Xbox, and fixes for some progression bugs. On PC, there's currently a bug that leaves text chat and party notifications on screen forever. It's minor but obnoxious, and hopefully they can fix it quickly. Battlefield 5's next update brings the franchise back to its Pacific roots. A patch for the game will likely roll out before the content goes live. With the launch of the Pacific DLC on the 31st, we'll get Iwo Jima and Pacific Storm, the American and Japanese factions, the M1 Garand, Type 99 Arisaka, Type 100 SMF, and the M1919A6 MMG. More weapons will be added as Tides of War weekly assignments and chapter ranks unlock. As for vehicles, we're getting the iconic M4 Sherman tank, the Type 97 Japanese tank, the F4U Corsair, and the legendary Japanese Zero. Battle pickups return with the Pacific content. Players will find an M2 flamethrower and katana melee weapons somewhere on each map. There will also be new elite soldiers added for the Pacific, Jack Culver and Keisuke Nakamura. Finally, in December, we get Wake Island. This is the oldest map in Battlefield history, and it's hotly anticipated by fans. For further details on this, check out my trailer breakdown video on the subject. There's a ton of smaller features and additional content to discuss that really stands out. The game's Trello board has been updated with some of the 5.0 patch items. Coming with the Pacific update, we can expect some things to be fixed. Players won't be blocked from throwing ammo or health patches while shooting. Collision issues with hard edge assets like railings have been fixed. Sliding should be even more consistent. A rare bug that spawned players in without a plane even though they selected one will be fixed. Alcedon is getting some geometry exploits fixed. The tree branches on Morita won't block bullets anymore. Improvements to directional audio can be expected. And finally, performance issues on Operation Underground will be addressed. Recently, the weekly community mission for players to achieve a certain number of kills in order to unlock the Fliegerfaust anti-air rocket launcher was completed. Players in Battlefield 5 should now have access to an anti-aircraft weapon that they can carry around with them on the battlefield. This is the first time that soldiers have been able to carry something with effective anti-air capabilities into combat, and so far it seems like it actually might be balancing out the infantry versus air dynamic. This is a much needed balance issue that's taken way too long to actually get into the game, but now that it's here, perhaps things will be much better. The 0.12 update for Escape from Tarkov is just wrapping up its deployment as we speak. Like most patches with Tarkov, it's a massive one. The game is a hardcore FPS milsim with an extensive array of realistic weapons, attachments, and mechanics. 0.12 updates the game to a new version of the Unity engine. This should help with the network and server optimizations, something the game has sorely needed since basically forever. It should also make fixing bugs and implementing graphical improvements a lot easier. The patch adds player hideouts, which function as both a place to do inventory management and practice shooting. It includes a full shooting gallery and will be added to and improved over time. The trailer for the update showcases a new map called Reserve Base. It looks more like a military-themed area and apparently has a moving train. The trailer also shows off mounted machine guns and automatic grenade launchers, so expect to be mowed down by even more insane weapons in 0.12. The Fall 5.1 update for PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds is here. It makes a ton of changes to pretty much every aspect of the game. Starting with Miramar, there's a new racetrack area and a gold Murado has been added. Clutter in and around buildings has also been reduced. The spawn rate of the most long-ranged weapon and attachments has been increased. Vending machines can now be found throughout the map that offer painkillers and energy drinks. The Winchester 94 is now exclusive to Miramar and has been reworked with a built-in 2.7 times scope. Teammates can now automatically throw requested items to each other. Melee weapons can now be thrown and stacked in your inventory. The performance of cities in Erangel should be a little bit smoother. Ambient sounds and driving sounds have been tweaked to clean up the game's general audio. There's also a bunch of bug fixes, but no major standouts. For the full patch notes, check the link in the description. Rainbow Six Siege has a limited time event happening now until November 6th. Called Doctor's Curse, it includes a spookified version of the theme park map and throws a team of 5 exterminators up against 5 monsters. There's exclusive rewards for kills, wins, and just playing matches. The event also comes with cosmetics for several operators. Players that log in before the event ends will get 1 free pack from the collection. It seems like Ubisoft's 2019 has been a bit of a downturn for the company. In a conference call following the announcement of several major title delays, their CEO said they blew it with Ghost Recon Breakpoint. He raised some interesting points about the difficulties of developing live service games. Creating a compelling sequel to a live service game takes longer than they anticipated, mainly because the prior game has several years of updates and content still rolling out for it. The changes made to Breakpoint's core gameplay were also poorly received. Generally speaking, Ubisoft will be giving more time to developers working on live service games so they can deliver a quality product rather than rushing games to market to capitalize on a previous title's success. Ubisoft have now delayed Watch Dogs Legion, Rainbow Six Quarantine, and the Zelda-like Gods and Monsters. They've all been pushed back to the second half of 2020. At the same time, they've also announced at least 2 new AAA titles will launch in 2020. We'll likely see a new Assassin's Creed game and perhaps even a Far Cry-themed Rabbids game. Their sandbox pirate game Skull and Bones has also been pushed back. Following all this news, Ubisoft's stock took a nosedive, hitting its lowest level in 2 years. Bethesda are also struggling to adapt as their recent Fallout First subscription for Fallout 76 has been an utter disaster for the game's struggling public image. Players that sign up for the service pay $100 a year for private servers, a scrap box that holds unlimited crafting material, a fast travel tent, a payout of 1,650 atoms per week, and some unique cosmetic items. Unfortunately for Bethesda, several issues are plaguing the service, namely private servers aren't actually private. Players have reported that their private servers are getting invaded by uninvited players. The scrap box can bug out and delete everything that you put into it. And the nature of Fallout 76's survival/crafting mechanics seems totally undermined by having unlimited inventory space. Overall, it's been a disaster for the game. Bethesda have been plagued to fix the current issues with it, but it's unclear if that will satisfy the player base. The Last of Us Part 2 has been delayed from February to May 2020. Naughty Dog pushed back the game to polish it further and deliver the highest quality product possible. Given how much hype surrounds the game and Naughty Dog products in general, it'll be widely out of character for them to deliver something unpolished. Fans have reacted positively to the news. RPG FPS The Outer Worlds has launched. Despite their developers having a history of launching buggy games, it seems like most players aren't running into any major issues. Reviews have also been very positive. Most highlight the game's more modern approach to the Fallout-esque RPG genre. Fans of the cult hit TV show Firefly will find a lot of references as the game focuses on a ragtag group of misfits trotting across the solar system. Interestingly, the game lets you have 2 followers active at any time, and your abilities will often synergize with them. So if you spec your character for, say, stealth, you can either have another stealth player or even heavy hitters in a fight to balance out your weaknesses. SHROUD, one of Twitch's most popular streamers, has left the platform for Mixer. He follows Ninja as the second major streamer to make the move. Without question, both of these streamers are getting paid big bucks by Mixer to make this move. And despite Ninja making huge headlines by switching to the platform, it still doesn't appear that secondary content creators are getting all that much attention. Ninja will be successful wherever he goes. With the additional move of SHROUD, perhaps it will bring more interest in the platform for other content creators to move over naturally on their own. I have a feeling though Mixer's probably going to have to sway a few more big content producers before that starts to happen. In our final story this week, Apex's charge rifle has been nerfed yet again. This time the damage fall off over range has been further increased. Its rate of fire has also been slowed down. Before this nerf, the gun was effectively a 2-hit kill at any range if you had the accuracy to land a full charge shot. Now it's more of a mid-range weapon with some small potential to do big damage at range. And that wraps it up for today's episode of This Week in Gaming. As always guys, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Let me know if there's any stories you think we might have missed or you found interesting. And I'll see you guys next time. This is Level Cap signing off.